What's up, everybody? Hope everyone is having a wonderful week so far. I know we're in the middle of the week. We're already in the midst of June, in the entrance of June, so which is good because summer is coming. I wanted to talk about some updates on what's been happening around the world these past week or two. Obviously, as you guys can tell, we're having a middle of the crisis between the COVID-19 pandemic and a lot of the racial issues. I'm here, giving my thoughts on it, my personal opinion. I know everyone wants to voice out about the situation. So I'm just gonna say what I feel. If I say anything wrong, I'm sorry, that's just how my thoughts are. But proceeding to the situation, personally, we have the Black Lives Matter movement, which I think is a fantastic idea. It is an excellent idea, especially the fact of what, all the African Americans have been going through, especially during the time here in the United States. And, everyone needs to be treated equally. Black lives definitely matter. That's a human being. We're all humans here, and we all need to be treated fairly, and we need to be treated equally. It's just unfortunate that the fact that this is still ongoing, even from the past, centuries. This racial slurs and all this profanity is still going, and I understand completely why this needs to be, addressed, because it's still been going for the past God knows how long. And I understand for the fact that everyone needs to take a stand. We need to voice our thoughts about this, especially for all the Black people that feel this way. I understand that I don't understand, but I stand for you, because I have plenty of Black friends and they're all cool people. Love them to death. I always enjoy hanging out with them all the time, But yeah, we're just in a weird state of mind right now, especially with this whole pandemic thing, the whole racism and the death of George Floyd, which is another big problem, especially the fact that one guy on the police force legitimately, I don't even know what he was thinking. Like, he literally just put his knee on his neck and then he said he couldn't breathe. He actually had the chance to literally get off of him and just arrest him, period. But it turned into a situation where he ended up not letting go of him, and it caused a big turnaround, and it caused a lot of anger around the whole country and around the whole world too, because if you're noticing it, a lot of protests has been happening in Europe, a lot of protests has been happening definitely outside of different countries, and it's huge because now the whole world needs to change. We're trying to figure that out as well, and I love the protests. I love the idea. I think the only thing that kind of bothered me was the fact of the looting and the stealing. I feel like it's a little bit weird, just the fact that there are people's businesses, specifically small businesses, they're not even getting involved in it, and yet their businesses have been destroyed. Has all their hard work, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the pain to get that small business just collapsed because of a riot. So we have to hold accountable for that part as well. I don't mind the peaceful protesting, but if we're gonna steal, wouldn't that counter the fact of the BLM movement? We're just trying to voice things, not try to destroy things. And that, I feel like, is a little bit of the flaw that I'm seeing. Overall though, I think it's still, regardless, I still think it's great. We do need people to voice out and stop the racism, because in the United States we are united as one. We stand together as one. We don't want to hate each other. In fact, we should all love each other. And this is land of the free, home of the brave, right? So everyone has the right to speak, to voice what their thoughts are. I love it. I love the fact that we're all standing up together as one. To those that are continuing to pull off the racial slurs or whatever racist things that they've been saying, we need to cease them. We need to hold off on them. But we don't want to start any violence. That I don't think, personally for me, I think it's the wrong thing to do, is to instigate violence both ends. But we do need to cease the slurring. We do need to cease that, because a lot of people are personally offended by that, especially with the Black Lives Matter movement. Black people had a past. Like, I'm Filipino, I'm Asian, so I don't understand the past of, how Black people went through. But I do understand the history of it, and that's why, for me, I have to understand what I don't understand, because they went through a lot, and I have to see that from their perspective. And that's my personal thought on this. For me, I think it's great, but I do think we need to, calm down a little bit, especially the fact with this whole rioting and flipping cars and throwing on stores, because a lot of people have been most likely going through the corporate stores specifically, and they've been stealing, which again, I don't think it's the right thing to do, because it kind of counters the fact of the BLM movement. The BLM movement is meant to voice and say, yo, listen, this ain't right. We should be treated as fair, just like everybody else. And for some reason, we're getting killed. Our own people are getting killed for no reason, because of, again, racism. And that's the problem here. We need to justify that we need some sort of change. We definitely need some sort of change at some point, but hopefully through this whole mess, because we're in the middle of a pandemic war and a racism war, it's gonna be tough. We need to find a way to get around this and be able to, move forward from this. Another thing too, I feel personally, is the fact, because the George Floyd situation and the fact that we're staying at home and because of the pandemic, we have to be watching this. And that's what I think made it triple as bad, and why these crazy riots has been happening, because we're so focused on staring into a television and staring into the media, what they're saying, and we're just so hooked onto it, because we're not able to do what we can do outside of our realm, which is we want to go to the gym and we want to hang out with our friends, but we can't. So our main focus, I feel like personally, is we've been watching the whole media go off on the racism, the BLM movement, and all the things that have been damaged and destroyed. And it sucks to see everything, calm down to this. I think as a country, we need to figure that out. I think we can do it. We definitely can do it, because like I said, we need to be united as one. But we need to figure out this whole situation. We still got a long year. Time flew. 2020 went by in a heartbeat already. We're already halfway through the year, but we still got another 6 months to figure this whole scenario out, including the COVID-19 problem. Let's just hope for the best. I hope you guys, are able to enjoy listening to what I'm saying, because that's just my personal opinion on it. But hey, we just gotta move forward. We gotta stay positive, and we gotta stay strong, because like I said, we are the land of the free, home of the brave. We are united as one, and I'm hoping this whole thing will end. Thank you guys for hearing me out. Hopefully this can be a helpful source. If not, then my bad. Peace.